Well, hello, and welcome to the Comedy Chalet. Actually, since it's chalet, I'm supposed to Paul Chateau. It's like pas français, huh? We'll start over. Hello, and welcome to the
There's
Comedy
no
Chateau.
do-overs. We're live.
Nigga, you're live.
Chateau. I had scrambled brains, now I got scrambled eggs. My name is Dawan Scott. I'm sitting right next to Felix and my man Rodney.
Nigga, it's Jeff.
Jeff!
You just fucking up on Chalet, Felix.
Take 5. My name is what?
Fucking up.
Mud.
That's your name.
My name is Mud. That's where it is. But this is where it's happening. We're having a bunch of laughs, and it's time for you to have some laughs too. We're here celebrating the anniversary of the film festival of the Comedy Chateau.
4-year anniversary.
4 years.
Festival.
Wow.
Man. So Rodney, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got here?
Oh man, just coming down to support. It is the 16th year of the passing of the great King of Pop, Michael Jackson. So we're down here at the Comedy Chateau, beautiful North Hollywood, California. Beautiful, legendary venue for comedians. Some of the biggest names have come through here, and we're here. Thank the owner. He opened his doors up to us. We're set up. We got our podcast rolling, and tonight is just, we're talking about the lighter side of Michael. Man.
Oh man. Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? You just jarred my memory. I had the honor of being able to introduce Michael Jackson to Michael Jordan. I got invited down to Culver City Studios. It used to be Desilu Studios, and just to meet MJ. And as I was meeting him, he was doing the commercial, the very first commercial, long before they ever thought of a movie, was Space Jam.
Oh,
It was
okay.
Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan situation. The grip walks by and says Michael Jackson's on the set, or he's on the lot, and he was doing black and white at the time. And Michael Jordan goes, "Wow, I never met Michael Jackson." And in my naivete, I say, "Well, do you want to meet him?" And Jordan looks at me like I'm crazy because I didn't think about the politics, one being with Pepsi, the other one being Coke. Their managers would probably take months to try to
You the reason
negotiate,
Michael's head
you
caught
know.
on fire.
Exactly. And so I walked over there, and security knew me because I was Michael Jackson's big fan. Michael would pay me a Pop King's ransom to do practical jokes on celebrities. And I went in there, and Jackson was like, "Harry, what's going on?" I said, "Michael Jordan wants to meet you." And he was like, "Wow." So I met with us to see if he'll come on over. And I went over there, and I grabbed Jordan. And Jordan went over, and I went, meet Mike. And they went on to make the music video Jam. I wound up being in Space Jam and running Michael Jordan's basketball camps in Santa Barbara for years. And
Don't just glass over those. Those were legendary. You'd have Barkley and Michael would go on State Street and be bartenders.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't just
yeah,
gloss over
yeah,
things.
There you go.
The crazy thing about that is MJ, man, we had kids coming over from around the world. My job was to babysit all the French-speaking kids. So Monaco, Geneva, Switzerland, Algiers. We'd load them up with Jackson limousines and in buses. We'd take them to UCLA so they could watch the camps and clinics and meet Magic.
Right.
We'd take them to the Nike store in Beverly Hills, take them to Disneyland, then take them to Santa Barbara, where we put them in the dorms, and it was time to go ahead and do the basketball camps, right? And Mike would show up, no warm-up, nothing. Just make everything he started shooting. He said, any kid in here that could beat me, everybody in your family gets a pair of shoes, the whole gym gets a pair of shoes, and no kid could make a shot because they were thinking about the shoes and not making a shot.
Right.
And that was his lesson. So he had no hesitation to teaching them all of his moves, and all of his fundamentals. And we drilled that down to the kids, man.
The only problem is you gotta have that athleticism to be able to do those moves.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, we had some fun times. And then you had all the visitors that would just show up. Like, who was it? The rapper. I don't even want to say his name. I don't want to get shot. And one of the rappers would come down there and take a shot, and next thing you know, Michael would cuffed it in the air, threw it down there and say, "Rap about that," as he goes down there.
Oh, pretty good.
And he dunks me. So you spent some time down there. You was rolling up in
No, actually, my best friend was the lead counsel for the NBA Players Association.
Okay.
So I would go to all the All-Star games, the Players Party, and so Michael and Barkley all them would have Michael's birthday party there every year.
Yeah.
Wherever the All-Star, so I would go to that.
Nice.
That's how I knew Michael and knew the whole deal. And my sister lived in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
So when it would jump off, I'd go down there and hang out and do those things.
Yeah, it was a nice little village. I'm trying to remember the name of it. A little section right by the water.
It's the same place where they arrested the Globetrotters for robbing a bank.
Crazy.
I want to hear that story.
They say, yes, it was a robbery. It's a black man between 7 foot and 5'11".
Oh, no.
And so they arrested the Globetrotters. And needless to say, the Globetrotters sued and got a nice chunk of change out of that.
I can imagine.
So tell us about the Comedy Chateau and your relationship here.
I'm a comedian, right? I've been a comedian for about 25 years. I've done NBA gigs at the Bahamas for the NBA Players Association.
Oh, nice.
I've toured with Paul Mooney. Mooney was more of my mentor.
Legend.
Yeah, Paul saw me do an impression of him on stage and called me up the next day. Nigga Paul. I'm like, what, Paul? He goes, what you going tour with me? I said, how about if I don't want to go? It'll help your career. And so I ended up for about 2 years just opening for him, just him and I on tour. So I've done 3 years of Comic View. I've done HBO with Carlos Mencia. So I've done all kinds of movies and that. But my main thing is stand-up comedy. And so then I came here, started working with Felix. And it's been a good marriage, and he does a great job. He cares about comedians. He puts on shows. He cares about the shows. The food's great. And so if you get a chance, come down to the Comedy Chateau and support, because I tell you what, he works hard trying to make everybody comfortable with great shows, great food, and great service. So come on down.
And great drinks as well, I must say. Ambulance is great. And I gotta tell you this too, man. I've seen you coach up comedians, really hold you in, you and Felix holding court in there, giving out information, giving back to the young, aspiring comedians. They're asking some tough questions, and you've got some great answers, man. I really applaud you.
Well, I appreciate that, right? Because the only shortcut that you have through experience is listening to somebody that's been there. And there's one thing I must say about Paul Mooney is every time he had lessons to teach when we were on the road. And I just learned so much from him. And it just saved me years of heartache and heartbreak. And have to have no trials and tribulations, because he's already been there. He's been there with the best, right? He's been there with Richard Pryor. He's been there with Eddie Murphy. He worked on In Living Color. He worked on Dave Chappelle's show. So my stuff was on Dave Chappelle's show. And so, a man that's done all those things, he doesn't get the credit and due that he deserves.
Yeah, man. Rodney, tell us a little bit about Mel Brooks and your history.
Hey, well, had the pleasure of working with the great Mel Brooks in Blazing Saddles. I actually played the role of Cleavon Little. I was the little man in the covered wagon. And I just remember being on the set and hearing all of the laughter. And a lot of people didn't know Mel actually wanted me in every scene of the movie. He wanted me just to be this lone little black boy walking in the background of every scene, like, where's his parents at? That's, right. Of course, Mel Brooks' idea. Right. So, but had the pleasure of working there with him. I was in Oh God Book 2 with George Burns.
Nice.
So, been around some of the greats, and so I'm just honored to be here with you, be here with Brother Man here doing it, teaching the next generation. And hey, I've done some stand-up too, but I'm looking at, sharpening my chops up and getting out there and having a little more fun myself.
Hey, you might as well. That's the great thing about stand-up. Doesn't have a limit on age. That's if right. you funny, somebody gonna find you.
There you go. Well, hey, and also too, there is a great festival going on here at the Comedy Chateau. If you've got your own ticket stubs, if you've come through and you checked it out, hey, you can come. You have to present that. We've got some paintball tickets for you, just as a thank you for you coming down and supporting the festival. We really want you to know that the Comedy Chateau, we appreciate you, and the comedians appreciate you, and we got to keep people laughing, because man, we need some laughs these days.
Yeah, especially what's going on there, and that's really what my whole act is about. I'm very political, and I'm telling you what, I can't keep up with all the madness that goes on. Every morning I wake up, I pop some popcorn, pour a glass of wine, and go, what did President Elon Trump do today?
Cilantro.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I tell you one thing though, I appreciate the fact that thinking about my guy, Michael Jackson, 16 years, it just snuck up on us.
Yep.
This is kind of like what I know he would love us to do, to talk about how funny he was. I can tell all the comedians that are out there that have ever had a routine about Michael Jackson, you have no idea that he may have been funnier than you, because this dude is sense of timing. So the things that we're going to be doing is going to try to add comedic genius to his legacy with some of the productions that we're doing, because it's rightfully deserved. And I'm going to sign out for us right now and say, come back home, consider the Chateau home, because it is for us.
Where can we find you?
Go to Comedy USA link, and you find everything you need to know about us. And then go to the website for Comedy Chateau. They'll give you all the information, give you directions how to get here.
Yep, and you can find me at any platform as My Mom's White. And that's just My Mom's White, not is white, is white. And you'll get me where I'm performing next and what I'm doing. So check me out.
Hey, and you want to catch up with me, Rodney Allen Ripper, you can catch me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm out there. I ain't easy to find, but I ain't too hard to look for.
Peace.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Officer.